So much around pediatric research deals with the concept of minimal risk. I mean, that's the extra protection where, as an adult, I can say to you, Joan, we want to do this research. There's going to be risk to it. You're not going to benefit by it. But do you want to do it? And you can, as a competent, if you're a competent adult, say, yeah, I want to do this for altruistic reasons. And in pediatrics, we can't do that. So that's sort of the stoplight. And so we have this threshold of minimal risk. And the recommendations, when we went through some of the recommendations, looked at how we think about minimal risk. And it also went through some of the regulations for when you want to do research that's greater than minimal risk and there's no prospect of direct benefit. It's not that you can't do it in pediatrics, it's just the hurdle to allow you to do that is much greater. And this is important research. This is sometimes research that needs to be done. This is a lot of physiology or endocrinology or how normal children metabolize something. You need to use normal children. So it's not that this is unethical research to do, but there is a regulatory framework to do it. In the committees that looked at this, there are 4 criteria that need to be satisfied in order to subject a child to greater than minimal risk with no benefit. And those are very vague. So one is that it has to be a minor increase over minimal risk. Well, what does that mean? How does one IRB interpret that? And so the committees that I worked with put some parameters around it. It's transient. It's reversible. I mean, the regs don't say that, but to help an IRB think, if you're going to put someone at a more than minimal risk research, what does that mean? Is that here? Minimal risk is here. Is that here or is that here? Okay, so putting some, and then there are other things, that that we give that have been given guidance on those different criteria. Thinking about, for example, one of the criteria is that it has to be of vital importance of understanding the disease or the condition. So what is condition? If a child is premature, is that a condition? Is that something? I think we think of conditions and diseases or whatever. We've had the discussions, is normalcy a condition? It's a slippery slope and you have to be careful. But the different committees have come up with certain recommendations to help that I think are, again, pretty sound, that still protect children but allow important research to go forward. You have to remember, I work in a community where we don't have a lot of information on children because children were very much protected. And so you want to be able to do research on children. You don't want to expose them to significant risks and whatever, but you want to be able to do it. And so I think the committees really struggled with how do you allow and promote and be able to learn things about children, but still have protections in place. And it's very hard to just read the regs and come up with what that means. And IRBs are all over the place with that. So I don't think we should dictate what the determination finally is if multiple IRBs reviewed something, but to help them, give them the tools about how they think about that. And that's what I think a lot of these recommendations had in there, which I wish would just get out there. A lot of institutions are using them anyway, but it hasn't been, officially endorsed.